But first here on BBC One, it's time for all the Premiership highlights introduced by Trev Lynham. Good evening. Match of the day tonight is about the very foot and the very bottom of the Premiership tonight. We've got a battle what could turn out to be for first, and we've got a battle to survive. It's both ends of the Premiership. Both games, though, are must-watch television this evening. Manchester United are touted as this season's favourites to retain the Premiership title after they stole it, some might say from Newcastle United last season. Liverpool have been slightly inconsistent, but many have cited they could be their main challengers. The two played this afternoon at Old Trafford.
John Barnes with a free kick to the United wall. They're floated from Barnes, you can be assured of that. Oh, and over the top.
Leeds United and Nottingham Forest have both had very poor starts to the season compared to the great wealth of both sides. Indeed, Leeds United, let us not forget, 5 years ago were league champions. Nottingham Forest, 2 times European champions. For them, survival in the Premiership took priority, and that's match 2.
Still going Dean Saunders. Can he get a strike? He don't Saunders, he can, and he just got right on the post there.
And of course, we've got all the highlights from all the other games that took place this weekend in the Premiership. And we will do so in the company of our illustrious dynamic duo. It's Trevor and Trevor with us again. But first to Old Trafford, and the big game of the day was Manchester United hosting Liverpool. It's the start of a 4-week period which many said could make or break Manchester United's season. Not only are they on the verge of trying to qualify out of the group stage of the Champions League, Newcastle United away to come, Southampton at home, and then Chelsea at home. It could be a key moment for Manchester United's season in the Premiership, and also how they balance that and the European. As for Liverpool, well, their next European game isn't for a couple of weeks or so Liverpool have a chance to pick a fairly strong squad. This is a game you do not want to miss. Commentary from this one comes from Trev Motson.
Well, here we are at Old Trafford with a sensation really that Roy Keane is captain in Manchester United, which means Eric Cantona isn't in the 11 for this crucial game against Liverpool, who, if they win, allied to other results going their way, could finish the day top. Manchester United, the league leaders, going in to the weekend's fixtures. Old Trafford still expects without Cantona's involvement from the start at least. Liverpool have had their trials and tribulations, but they're still up there fighting. They had a difficult away trip at West Ham, but they lost. They win again. Win at Old Trafford today, all those memories will have faded away. So a closer look at the two lineups shows Paul Scholes taking Cantona's place alongside Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Karol Pobulski will play on the right with David Beckham moving alongside Roy Keane into central midfield. As for Liverpool, no place in the 11 for Stan Collymore, so it's probably far up front with McManaman and Berger on the flanks. McAteer, Thomas and Barnes has a little bit of style and flair and experience to a 3-man midfield. Bad and Wright, 2 experienced centre halves, will form the bedrock for this Liverpool defence. So it's a big one here in the rain at Old Trafford. Manchester United against Liverpool, surely for leadership of the Premier League. Manchester United in red, Liverpool in the change shirt to white. And Liverpool attacking the Stretford end in the first half. It's Pobulski for Manchester United. Held up by 2. United. Oh no! Well, what a start for United within 2 minutes? David Beckham It looked as if the chance had gone. Popolski was backed into a corner by the quadrant, but he somehow managed to manoeuvre from two Liverpool defenders, managed to get a lovely crossing which David Beckham himself would have been proud of, and Beckham finishing off superbly. Cooney's counting up. Watch this. Makes a chance out of nothing, and what about that for a volley by a young man who's really making himself a tremendous reputation, not just for Manchester United but for England as well. Perfect volley, and David James, before he could even touch the ball, has had to pick it out the net. What about now? Gone. It's all Manchester United. Robert, Liverpool haven't really gone into their stride at all. They've conceded quite a lot on the road this season. They conceded 3 against Middlesbrough. As I said, they conceded another 3 against West Ham. So they do leak a lot of goals. Certainly away from Anfield. Here's Berger. Big concern for Roy Evans. His side have got a free kick. Well, we thought about taking it quickly, but he's decided against doing that. Has to clearly push Berger. I felt. Anyway, John Barnes is going to take the free kick. There are 6 in the United wall. Barnes off the wall. It might fall for a corner. No, Schmeichel's kept that in, and has not only prevented a corner, has only one Liverpool throw in for their endeavours. That's a good decisive punch away. Good part from David James. Stinging of Jurnovic. Now McAteer. Lovely round the corner to one of the Czechs who performed magnificently in the recent European Championships, Patrick Berger. We saw what Popolski could do. We'll see what Berger can do. He was one of the standouts, and another free kick he's been given to Liverpool. It's Dennis Irwin, I fancy. Or was it Gary Neville? It was Gary Neville, in fact. Seemed to think there was anything wrong with that at all. McAteer played for that a little bit. John Barnes with a free kick to the United wall. The explosion from Barnes, you can be assured of that. Oh, and over the top. Big opportunity there for Liverpool to try and get themselves the equaliser. McManaman was in there, so too was McAteer. He's committed 4 fouls already in the opening 21 minutes. Liverpool have been very disciplined despite the fact that they are just 1 goal down. It's a Solskjaer, and now Scholes. Paul Scholes! Oh, that would have been a wonderful goal if it gone in. Typical Scholes shot, really. He has a reputation, Paul Scholes, where he's getting one of the young Manchester United player of hitting shots like this from the edge of the area, and more often than not fly in. 7 minutes got at Old Trafford. United 1 up. Really haven't really too much of a glove on United up to now. There's still plenty of time for that to change. Berger's made an intelligent run into the area. Now, has he got plenty to cross back to? He has, and a chance, and it should have been 1-1. It was Dominic Matteo with a header. Oh, they won't get too many chances like this. Berger did well. Checked, cross back, brilliant. Matteo should have made it 1-1. McAteer. Good spell this for Liverpool. And that's a lovely ball to Dominic Matteo again. Michael Thomas. Steve McManaman. The play. Now Robbie Fowler. Haven't seen much of him on the ball really, as Liverpool would have hoped, and Roy Evans is showing a bit of concern on the bench, and Solskjaer on the break for Manchester United. Here's the goal scorer David Beckham. That's a wonderful ball into the path of Scholes, who holds off his defender. Wow! Oh, he's hit the post, and it's cleared away. Well, United almost found Liverpool wanting on the breakaway. Broke the offside trap, hit it true, but bounced off the woodwork. Oh, how unlucky can you get? Thomas. Barnes. Good ball, McManaman. Dominic Matteo now on the far side. Last couple of minutes before the half-time interval. A good time for Liverpool to strike an equaliser, but it's Manchester United in possession with David Beckham. Good ball to Scholes. Did really well. Solskjaer now. Options to his left, and here's Ryan Giggs. Solskjaer rates in the middle, so too does Scholes. And Scholes on the volley with a bicycle kick which goes way into the stand for a goal kick. But some wonderful passage of playing. When United have countered attack on the break, they've been very lethal, just without that end product. 10 minutes gone in this highly competitive game in the second half. Still 1-0 to United. Maybe Beckham the scorer. Here's Dominic Matteo. Liverpool just need to start laying more of a glove on United, certainly in an offensive position, and Bjarnaby's got 3 down that far side. 3 weight in the penalty area. Corner kick given. Can Liverpool hoist themselves out of this hole? John Barnes to take. Will he float one or will he go short? That's the crucial question. He goes long towards the near post, and it was a cleverly worked corner without too much great reward. It's a throw to Liverpool. Just knocking on the door a little bit now. Header coming in from Berger, but he's lost it to Ronnie Johnson. Now Gary Neville. Good ball, Karol Poborski. I'm going to check Euro 96 stars, but he's lost it now. And now John Barnes. He's got support from Berger, who's got support from Fowler. Fowler shoots, it might break from McManaman. It's going to deflect away. I think it could be a corner. It's Liverpool having a bit of joy in the final third, but again not penetrating this United defence. Fowler just couldn't keep it in play, and that has been the frustration for Liverpool, a constant theme really. Steven Gerrard is now on, the young 16-year-old. Made an impact against West Ham off the bench. Let's see what he does here. But this is Berger now for Liverpool. Switches the play lovely. Matteo will reach it. Still Dominic Matteo. Got support with McManaman. Now Gerrard, who was screaming for it a minute ago. Here he is now, the young 16-year-old. He looks fearless, this kid. Still got it, Steven Gerrard. Nice ball out to Matteo. 2 weight in the penalty area. Matteo still there. McManaman now on the edge. McManaman deflected and just got in, I think, has it? Yes, it has. I couldn't tell there. I thought he'd have drifted over, but it has got in, and Schmeichel will have to take some of the blame. And Liverpool are level. Well, it must have got a deflection. It deceived me up here in the commentary box. McManaman hit it. It looked up in the air, and Schmeichel, well, I have to say, made a very pathetic attempt to try and keep that out. I think this was certainly gettable from the United keeper. That's what caught everyone unawares in the commentary box. Gets a deflection here of Roy Keane. It will go down as a McManaman goal because it was on target. Liverpool are back in it. 1-1. Here's Solskjaer to Scholes. To Giggs. Irwin. United now with 25 minutes to try and get themselves back in front here. Still Dennis Irwin. Still going. Good football. Keane. That's a good ball from Keane towards the back post. Poborski deflected, and James this time having a leap up like a salmon to pluck it out the air. Another deflected effort. Again, could have gone anywhere, but into the arms of David James it went. Jesus Christ, we're getting plenty of excitement now down both ends. 18 minutes plus injury time to go. 1-1. Liverpool have dragged themselves level through a deflected Steve McManaman chip. This is Ryan Giggs on the left for United. Chipped into the penalty area. And again, better defending from Liverpool. More watertight than they did at West Ham and at Middlesbrough on the opening day. Here's Berger. Bjarnaby. Berger makes the break. Now Bjarnaby again. Shook up his man well. McAteer. And McManaman! Oh, he knows it was a golden opportunity. And it should have been 2-1 Liverpool. Once again, Liverpool working it magically down the left-hand side, and McManaman just half an inch away. 14 minutes plus injury time to play. Barnes for Liverpool. And Roy Evans is getting the sense that he could shock the world here. And possibly, if results go their way, go top. And wait a minute, Solskjaer is onside! And it's in the post! Still not away yet. Solskjaer has a second bite of the cherry. He might break for kicks. And somehow, for the moment anyway, Liverpool get away with it. Here's Beckham. Goodness me, talk about living on your nerves. Deflection now. Giggs is onside. It's Ryan Giggs. It's only going to Solskjaer. Challenge is coming in from desperate Liverpool defenders, and it's going to run off for a goal kick. But, well, Solskjaer thought he was in for something here. It looked as if United were back in the lead. He hits it true, but back off the woodwork. That's twice United have hit the post. Good ball to Berger. 11 minutes left. Berger still. Got two in the middle. And McAteer makes a third, but his bicycle kick is way off target. It's going to be one of those days where it's just not going to bounce. And looks like as if maybe the spoils may be shared. 4 minutes to go at Old Trafford. It's been a remarkable game of football. Whatever happens now, it's going to go in the memory bank. It's one of the great games between these two sides. Here's Harkness, the substitute. Berger. Fowler! Fowler! No! Schmeichel has absolutely thwarted him. Robbie Fowler with a golden opportunity to win it for Liverpool, possibly. He was onside, of course. Of course he was, but he's hit it straight at the goalkeeper. Here was Bell, Manchester United out of a huge hole. Last minute of normal time. Who will win this game, or will it end a draw? Cantona's just come on as a substitute. Here's Poporski. Beckham. Nice ball now to Giggs. Giggs' cross is dangerous, and it's going to be a corner kick to Manchester United. We're in stoppage time. It's usually Fergie time in these parts. David Beckham. It's a one more moment of genius. Poporski going in there. Dennis Irwin. Will he have a go? No, he's laid it to Giggs. Giggs will chip it back across the goal. Headed away. Liverpool hanging on for a point now. Looks as if they're going to settle for that. Key now. United were really relentless in their attack. We've played nearly 2 minutes of stoppage time. Beckham to Gary Neville. This has got to be loaded into the box. Can Gary Neville provide something here? No. McAteer stopped him just for a second though. Play on. Poborski. Beckham. David Beckham. Good save. Good save from James, and that may well just win Liverpool a priceless point from Old Trafford. David James has made no mistakes whatsoever as the full-time whistle goes. It's a terrific point for Liverpool. United hit the post a couple of times. Now see his 2 points drop. Meanwhile, there's oh my goodness, there's all sorts of afters after that one. It's finished very, very tensely indeed. Hopefully the situation can be diffused. It's been a terrific day, terrific match. Spoilt a little bit by the shenanigans at the end, but at a race Old Trafford, the honours are shared. Liverpool will not be going top tonight. It's finished Manchester United 1, Liverpool 1.
Well, gentlemen, we've got to talk about that result in the end. Probably a draw, a fair result, would you say? Maybe. I mean, Manchester United had the better of the chances. They didn't take them, which is going to frustrate Alec Ferguson no end. David James's woodwork took a bit of a pounding, and Liverpool's equaliser was a bit of a fluke, some might say. But in the contents of the match, it was two sides really going for it, and it thought it was great. Well, Trevor, tactically, what happened in this game? Well, the one thing I noticed from this match, more often not so, Manchester United are very reliant on playing wide. Giggs was outstanding again. when United have it Poborski, and sometimes they've got Beckham, its width is where they're going to create their goals, and it's Eric Cantona who is the dynamo in that. Shows on Manchester United's goal. Poborski has time. Beckham runs in unmarked and slots home the ball. The problem is once Liverpool dealt with that, and they rode their luck sometimes, but once Liverpool dealt with that, Manchester United ran out of ideas. It was only Eric Cantona that looked like really scoring for them, and I think that's a problem Manchester United have. They've got one player that looks like scoring for them. Well, David Beckham is their second highest top scorer. He got the opening goal for Manchester United, but let's talk about Liverpool, shall we? Because ultimately, though, it was a good comeback by then. Yeah, it was. I thought Liverpool set themselves up to stop Manchester United. It was a poor start, but really, I mean, you've got to ride your luck on big games. There's no doubt about it. But I think ultimately, Liverpool will be pleased. You know, they'll come away with a really, really good point today, and I think that'll be huge for them come the end of the season. The more of these tough games in the run-in for a championship that you can sneak a point out of, when you could get nothing, it's the difference between holding a championship trophy at the end and not. Well, surviving the Premiership could very much be a trophy, with so much money being at stake next season with the new television rights to the FA Carling Premiership. None more so was it important for Leeds United and Nottingham Forest. Neither side have had an impressive start to the season, but Leeds United at the moment will be hoping that they could kickstart their season. As for Nottingham Forest, a side which found themselves in the top half of the table early on has been in free fall ever since. Both sides woefully out of form. This was a proper relegation six-pointer, despite it taking place in the middle of October. Commentary on this one, and for the very first time, a very warm welcome to Trevor Gubber.
Where today we've got a relegation six-pointer, if there ever was one here today. Leeds United take on Nottingham Forest with only a point between the two sides in what is a packed-out Ellen Road. Let's have to take a look at the two teams. Let's start with Leeds United. We'll go with Brian Dean and Tony Bower up front. Lee Bowyer and Colton Palmer are in the middle of the midfield, with Nigel Martin in goal for the Whites today. As for Forest, let's have a look at their lineup. And we've got Kevin Campbell and Dean Saunders in attack. Alfred Arlen starts in midfield, and England defender Stuart Pearce is a left back today. Early stages here. Telling Rose 6.5 minutes gone, still 0-0. Saunders picks up the ball on the right hand side. He twists away from one and looks to get the ball in towards a penalty area. Up towards Tony Dorigo's closing him down now well. Still going Dean Saunders. Can he get a strike? He don't. Saunders, he can, and he just got wide of the post there. Decent start from Nottingham Forest. Down the right hand side they went. Dean Saunders is got to take away from Tony Dorigo. Cool tried to help out there, but he just goes wide of Nigel Martin's post, for left hand post from Saunders as they try to take over their Forest. Here comes Leeds with Bowyer. Here's Palmer now. What can Palmer do here? He's away from Garland. Chris Williams is there too. It's out wide to Rod Wallace now. Wallace sets up for Bowyer. Almost half an hour gone in this first half, still goalless. Palmer here now. Into your Bowyer, back to goal. Bowyer shoots, breaks for Lee Bowyer. Lee Bowyer's got to play out wide, but he takes a shot, blocked, and he wins a free kick there for Lee Bowyer. Didn't see nothing one way to the first one. Let's have a look at it together there. Bowyer takes it under control well. Chris Williams catches him after the shot has gone. Good spot by the referee, Graham Paul. Still 0-0, Leeds have a free kick. And they've got Tony Dorigo and Lee Bowyer standing over this one then. Will be Lee Bowyer to take it is. Strikes against the wall and wide. Leeds have a corner. Good fire back from Leeds United after Forest had a bit of an early bit of pressure. But Leeds United will look to take advantage here now. Forest can come away with it with Stone. He gets the ball up for Saunders. Good control there by Saunders. And he plays in Campbell. Fires just wide under the pressure from Lucas Radebe, and that's a good bit of pressure there as well from David Weatherall on Saunders initially, and that Lucas Radebe closing down there. Kevin Campbell as he had that shot. He's burning that. Out wide to Wallace as Leeds will try and end this first off stronger. Against Bob Williams. Wallace still goes. He's in for Lee Bowyer. He can hit it from there, you know. And he does, and he's just wide. Lee Bowyer hitting it just wide of the post there. As Leeds United almost opening the scoring. Wonderful effort from Lee Bowyer. No one closed him down. And he's not far wide in the end. Here's Stowe now, still 0-0 as we approach the hour mark here at Ellen Road. Run as he now forward for Kevin Campbell. Twists away from Rederby. And that's a striking, fantastic save from Nigel Martin. Martin's not really had much to do today, but when he has been called upon, like just then, he makes a fantastic stop. And another great save from Nigel Martin. Here is Stuart Pearce, England international, up against Lee Bowyer, who intercepts well there. Bowyer just clears it downfield up to Tony Yeboah. And now Leeds can break his Brian Dean for the Whites. Dean still going over on that far side. He plays it through to Yeboah. Tony Yeboah holds off his man. Chettle tries to close him down. His shot is blocked by Chettle from Yeboah. He's down for a corner this. It's good play from Leeds United. 62 minutes gone. First corner of the game for Leeds. Can they profit from it? Do we go to take? He's in there towards the post. It's Dean! 1-0! Leeds down the lead. And it's Brian Dean with the goal. Near post header. Martin enjoyed that one. So too did the Leeds fans here at Ellen Road. And his Leeds will lead by a goal to 0. Dean taking the congratulations from his teammates. And let's look at this again. Dorigo ripped it in at the near post glancing header. And the goalkeeper there for Forest really didn't have much chance of saving that one. And it's 1-0 to the Whites. Here's Dorigo. On to Sharp and now Bowyer. Now the goal scorer Dean. Lose out to Chettle, now Bob Williams can fetch the ball forward for Forest. He's got Stuart Pearce there. On to Kevin Campbell. Good play from Kevin Campbell to Alvin Ireland. Now Dean Saunders. And the ball's through to Kevin Campbell who's onside. Can Campbell square it here for Forest? He can! And Nottingham Forest have drawn back level. Lasers laid didn't last long. And it's Kevin Campbell who has scored here for Nottingham Forest. Palmer and Kelly having a bit of words there between each other. Saunders and Campbell celebrate, joined by Pearce, Ireland and a few others. And Forest are back on level terms. I think Ireland too much space to Dean Saunders, and Campbell had so much space, so much room, and he finished off nicely to Kevin Campbell. Can't give a man of his quality that much space in attack. But that's what Leeds United did, and they've been punished. 1-1 now at Ellen Road. Leeds will try and get back into this. Ian Rush is on now for Tony Yeboah. Rush has never scored for Leeds United this season yet, and the shot comes in. He takes the deflection. Looking, where's he going to bounce? Chettle's there to hook it away from Forest up towards Little. And Sharp on acrobatics, saved by Crossley. Now Crossley couldn't do anything about the blinding goal. Well, knew everything about that shot there. Now Bob Williams for Forest. In Ireland. Campbell. And Campbell's been fouled there by Lucas Rederby according to Graham Poe. And Lucas Rederby just gets a talking to here by Mr. Poe. And no card then. Some Forest fans aren't happy that it wasn't a card, and I can see why. Rederby is lucky there to not get a yellow card from that one. It remains Leeds 1, Nottingham Forest 1. 81 Almost had too many. Scott Pearce with the free kick for Nottingham Forest. Up towards Saunders with that acrobatic kick. Everton just over the bar in the end from Dean Saunders. Wonderful effort there, and that is just over the bar in the end. Saunders going close there for Nottingham Forest as they will try and get a late winner in ours. Let it be heads for Leeds. Palmer. Good play from Carlton Palmer. Finds Lee Sharp. And Sharp can get the ball forward. Is Brian Dean. In towards Burley, edge of the penalty area. Lee Boy can attempt. He can, but he's just wide. That may be the chance that could have won it for Leeds, but it's gone begging. That may mean now this game will peter out to a draw, I may think. That could be the last chance between these two sides today. There's no real defensive let up.
So chaps, 1-0 in the end. A result which both sides had chances, but you could see the distinct shift in quality between the Manchester United Liverpool and Leeds Nottingham Forest, Trevor. You could, and I think one of the factors we've got to look at with the way this game was played, very much so, its confidence is a big factor in football, but tactical belief is also there. What you're doing is working. You know that you will have these chances, you will create them. This midfielder will pass to this winger, this inside forward will have a shot. You know when you get it to your centre forward, he's going to score. I didn't think that was the case of either side today. At Leeds United, getting the goal from the corner was great, but you feel with Leeds at the moment, perhaps they threw away the best chances in the match to potentially win it. What could be crucial for them come the end of the season, potentially, Trevor, but what about Nottingham Forest? Well, Forest are a bit of an enigma at the moment. When they do put passes together, they look a really, really good side. They just don't do it very often. It's really frustrating. I mean, this is a side that was third in the Premiership a couple of years ago. And they really have struggled to sort of find that. But I guess it's the old saying, you know, sometimes it's buying while you're strong is the key. And you can see Liverpool and Manchester United have just done that. And maybe that's why the game was at slightly higher quality. Not necessarily to say that the drama and the desire wasn't there from both games, because that was completely true. Well, there are two games, 2 1-all draws. Were there more results in the Premiership? Well, Newcastle United knew they could go up to the table. Arsenal knew potentially they could go top. Let's find out all the other results with the company of Trevor Sinstadt. Arsenal moved to the top of the Premiership after this performance against Blackburn Rovers, who are struggling to produce a decent performance this season. Poor defending allows Remigard to play in Ian Wright, who squared it for Ray Parlour to score an open goal. Absolutely nothing Tim Flowers could do about that. And Blackburn Rovers are a side that are playing with little to no confidence. Easily dispossessed in the midfield, and suddenly Arsenal found themselves in a great opportunity. Patrick Vieira with the strength to hold off Henningberg, the skill to fire past Tim Flowers. Arsenal 2-0 winners away to Rovers. Newcastle United continue their form of recovery with a 1-0 win away to Derby County. And they had to wait a long time for the goal, the 74th minute to be precise, but Beresford's cross was met by Les Ferdinand that headed highest and leapt furthest of anyone else to fire the ball in and give Newcastle United another 1-0 win. Wimbledon have been the form side at the moment in the Premiership, and they showed it against what turned to be the early season dark horses. Sheffield Wednesday, though, were beaten 2-0 today, and Efin Okoku got things going for the Crazy Gang. In the second half, it was more great football when Leonhardsen played Okoku in again. His shot was far too much for Pressman. Good win in the end for Wimbledon. As for Sheffield Wednesday, and David Pleat said afterwards, his side certainly has to do better next month. Tottenham Hotspur recorded their first home win of the season. It was a goal that was a bit of opportunistic. Alan Nielsen picked the ball up and played a through ball through to Teddy Sheringham. Had the strength to hold off Okoku, the guile to go ahead and chip Bosnich. A wonderful finish. Some have said he should be recalled for the England game against Georgia. Everton and West Ham United perhaps produced the most competitive match of the day in the end. Duncan Ferguson and Nick Barmby combined allowed to put Ferguson through, and he had just enough pace in those legs, but certainly enough skill to fire the ball past Milosko. Everton, though, struggled at the beginning of the season but have started to come over it, but still have shown their defensive frailties. Ili Dimitrescu was able to arrive onto the corner and head West Ham level in the 44th minute. But Everton were able to strike back. Despite the frustration of their skipper, Everton found it in the second half. 54th minute, Gary Speed was able to find a bit of space and played in Andre Kanchelskis that found himself unchallenged into the area, and a shot Milosko won't want to see again. It's not often a goalkeeper's beaten at his near post, especially not in the FA Carling Premiership. Kanchelskis throwing back the years in Everton with a good home win. Away wins was something of a novelty this week in the Premiership, and Neil Lennon's free kick looked like it was getting Leicester off to a similar sort of start. Nothing Dimitri Carling could do inside the Chelsea goal. But Chelsea were able to fire back and get the result that they needed, and it was opportunistic play which eventually did it in the end, especially when Craig Burley played through Eddie Newton that had too much skill in the end for nothing that Casey Keller could do in the Leicester City goal. And there was a winning goal in the end. Steve Clark played through to Mark Hughes that found himself in all the space. A brilliant finish with 4 minutes to go of Chelsea. A priceless away win in the Carling Premiership this weekend. Coventry City and Southampton was a goalless draw in the end, but it wasn't without its controversies, especially when Ayel Berkovic was judged to have fouled in the area. Referee did not hesitate and point to the spot. From that point, Dion Dublin stepped up and beat Dave Bessett with consummate ease. Highfield Road hasn't had the happiest start to this season, but it was looking like in this relegation dogfight they might be back into it. But that wasn't proven in the case. In the end, there was Nielsen able to head home the corner from Matt Le Tissier and bring Southampton level. A point to the end which, to be fair, doesn't help either side in the long terms of it. The North East derby brought about a 2-2 draw that was a fantastic game in the end. Alex Ray's header struck the bar to begin with, but he was quickest to react in the area and put Sunderland 1-0 up against Middlesbrough. The second half though, the game really did spring to life at the moment, and Sunderland were able to go 2 up. That's after Michael Gray's corner and Ray headed home. The Hodder was so deft it even caught out everybody at Roker Park, but eventually when they realised the Roker roar was loud as ever. But that just seemed to inspire Middlesbrough, an inspired bit of opportunistic play. Heckenbottom's pass back to Coton, and Fabrizio Reverenelli slid in to steal the ball off him and to get one back. There weren't any protests, nothing foul play about that, and the equaliser. Mikael Beck paid through by Nigel Pearson, playing up top after they'd used all their substitutes. Middlesbrough level, it finished 2 apiece in the derby. Well, top of the FA Carling Premiership, Arsenal have gone to the summit on 21 points. Newcastle United remain just a point behind them. Manchester United are down to 3rd after that draw, and Liverpool remain 4th, very much the top 4 in the Carling Premiership. Chelsea, after their away win, move up to 5th ahead of Wimbledon. Aston Villa still slip down. Sunderland remain 10th in the table. Middlesbrough up to 9th. Despite the deceit, Leicester City, we know that they're a good 6 points away from relegation troubles. They may see it in their eyes. Blackburn Rovers, well, it's still looking like a very poor season for them. They're still on the bottom of the Premier League. Leeds and Forest, the result didn't help either of them. Neither did Coventry, that are struggling, but a good result in the end for Tottenham Hotspur, who climb up to 13th. So there we go, a weekend in which a couple of draws have done absolutely nothing to resolve the FA Carling Premiership trophy. But that's the Football League for you. Newcastle United, Manchester United is the next big game. Some have said this could potentially go a long way to deciding the championship, and it'll be the 10th game in the Premiership. I tend to think there'll be 28 more games following this that might have an impact in it. But if you want to find out what happens, you're going to have to keep tuning in, subscribed. Hit that like and make sure you've hit that notification bell. From Trevor, and myself, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.